Yay!
Yay!
We did it.
We did it.
So yeah, I guess we'll have to insert those. You guys saw those GIFs anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first
You
time.
saw
Although apparently they messed up the whole transition, so we'll deal with that.
Should the lower third for the hacking story be thanks hackers instead of thanks hankers? Probably, but it's thanks hankers now, and it makes me laugh, so.
I thought that was on purpose.
I did too.
It was late, and I guess I just didn't notice that I spelled hackers wrong.
It's that it's like I was really hungry. Was it the Homestar
Thanks,
one?
hankers.
As a PSA though,
Thankers.
like the coming up this week was
That's a
like,
real
That's a
thing.
real thing. Maybe don't
So-
do surprise trades until that gets fixed.
So we're good. Sorry,
Yes.
just to. Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna stop recording.
Is that it? Save,
But the thing is, apparently, when you get in a surprise trade, when you get this sent to you, it just forces it's designed to force the animation to play over and over again until your switch turns itself off. And the thing is, because you haven't received the Pokemon, so when you turn on your internet connection again, it will try to receive the Pokemon, and the same loop will happen. If someone sends it to you in a regular trade and it does that, you will have received the Pokemon, and then you can just release it afterwards. But if you get it through the surprise trade, then you could be effed, which sucks because the surprise trade is awesome.
Yeah.
I got a Sobble.
Like, we started playing the game, and we picked Groki. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, what's a surprise trade? I don't need 2 Choodles. Here, fire a Choodle out into the ether. And someone from Japan sent us a Scorbunny.
Yeah.
And I was like,
That Scorbunny is great.
yeah, it's great.
We use it more than Groki.
I like how when it evolves, it keeps its name changes from whatever Scorbunny, Raboot, and Cinderace are called in Japan, but in kanji, it it knows it's from Japan. I think that's neat.
you stopped the local recording?
I did.
I already transferred over all the gifts. Let's see what I can do.
Awesome, thanks. Well, so because we recorded a version with the GIFs,
Yeah,
so you should be able
but
to
that's just in case that doesn't work.
slicey. Oh, okay,
I can do
cool.
other things if I need to.
Cool.
I might as well just come in on this side.
This
Yep.
side?
I'm just shifting. Yeah, the dancing woman gif. Yeah, it's from it's from like a TikTok or something. It's just like we've seen the source video, but it's just like, why is this in there? Like, if you look at the APK, there's 5 gifs: Pokemon 1.gif, Pokemon 2.gif, Pokemon 3.gif, Pokemon 4.gif, and then just a whole string of numbers.gif, and it's like, what's this? And you open it up and it's that, and it's like, why is this in there? German Incineroar is named Fuegro.
Oh, that's good.
That's good. You saw that the I don't remember what country it was, but the Litten, I guess also German, was Flamiau,
Oh man,
Oh, that's also good.
and like
it seems a shame to waste all these awesome names.
Litten could also have been in English could have been called Flamiau.
Yeah, exactly.
But in German, it's Flamiau. Flamiau.
Flamiol.
Flamiau. Because cats say meow in German. Miau.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Litten's also a pretty good pun name, honestly.
Litten is a pretty good pun name. That's true.
I like Litten.
Flamiau.
Oh crap! Let me just continually walk back and forth in front of the camera.
Hey, whatever you got to do, man. You're not pronouncing your German angrily enough. Flamiau.
Hey everybody,
We're here.
I'm on this side.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I mean, I feel like Pokemon, like it's a little bit like like the names of whatever burn spells in Magic or like summons in Final Fantasy. Like, I feel like they need to conserve names. Like, there's already several things that are basically a fire cat, and they're probably going to want to have more. And being able to have Flam Meow like in their back pocket as like a future name.
There are some names for like seemingly obvious single word names for red burn spells that they haven't used in Magic, and you have to assume that they're just like, not yet.
We're saving it.
Yeah, because sometimes a card will show up, like a card name. Sometimes a card name will show up, and people are like, "How has that not been a card name yet?" And it's like,
Is there a burn spell just called Inferno?
Yeah.
There's an Inferno Titan.
Pretty sure there is.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
Inferno.
perfect.
There we go.
There you go.
Oh,
Deal
I red.
Ugh.
Oh, there's the commander playable.
Anyway, so before we get to any of the news, I can't wait to go back and watch the VOD to see everyone's reaction to it. Thanks to shoutouts to Mangled Pixel for giving us an updated version. Well, we took updated silhouettes, but updated version of the intro.
Yay.
Now with Beej,
Yay.
who is not here. He's not even in the building.
Nope. We put Beej in the intro and are therefore no longer cowards, I guess.
I guess. Yeah.
Because we started late due to some technical issues. Let's quickly speed through the news that we did not do.
Well, we still have half an hour.
Okay, but like
Yes.
we tend to get distracted.
Fair.
So let's move on to it. There is a Breath of the Wild speed run that is just about feeding every dog as fast as you can.
Instead of like any percent or doing it, 100% or different things, it's how fast can you feed all the dogs?
Yeah. Because there are Breath of the Wild speedruns that's like beat all the shrines, which doesn't involve beating the game. It's just how fast can you beat all the shrines. And so this is dog percentage, which is just you feed every dog, which does involve retrofitting that entire village. You have to help rebuild. That's the hardest one. The last dog.
I like
is
you
have to
rebuild an entire village to get the dog.
Yeah.
Sadly, you can't pet dogs in Breath
No.
of the Wild, but you can feed them. So you can let them know that they're good dogs.
But did you see? So there's the Twitter account, Can You Pet the Dog? Right. Which was inspired by The Division, or The Division 2, I think it is.
Oh, was it?
Was originally started because you couldn't pet the dog. But the Division 2's new expansion is coming out in March. It's called Warlords of New York. And you can pet the dog.
In terms of a Twitter account's influence on the video game industry, I feel like that account may be directly responsible for more updates to video games
Yeah.
than any other Twitter account that I can think of.
Probably.
I mean, they aren't incredibly significant updates in a lot of cases, but still, a Twitter account being directly responsible for, developers doing work and then having to release a patch.
I just like that, it's like a push to make it so not the only way you can engage with the world of a video game is violently. Right? Makes it seem a little bit more alive to me.
Yeah.
The Fire Emblem Three Houses, people are having a lot of fun demaking it so it looks like older games.
Yeah, there's a fan mod that people are working on that, I mean, will presumably get shut down at some point. But yeah, they're basically making it look like an old 2D.
Because, apparently people, while they quite enjoy Three Houses is quite popular, there's been a lot of people not being very, apparently the actual, art and stuff in it is only kind of, and so people like the old style, and so, yes. But, of course, there is the, they haven't, released it for anyone to, any public stuff, other than, a couple screenshots, because, they don't want to do anything with it until they're ready to go, to try to minimize their chances of getting hit by
DCMAs.
But it's they're probably just gonna get shut down as soon as anything happens.
Can I give out a hot take on Fire Emblem Three Houses? It's kind of an ugly game, to be completely honest with you. The menus are very inelegant and kind of the text is really small, especially if you're playing on the handheld version of the Switch. Oh my god. I have good eyesight, and I'm just fuck, that's tiny.
And I think it's and historically, it's had some. It's that thing where it's when games as they get updated, when a new version of a game comes out, they trade really nicely done pixel art, really custom made, beautiful pixel art for kind of mediocre 3D.
Yeah.
When it's just there's something, even though it is, objectively lower resolution and all that stuff, there's something to be said for that, really nicely done, stylized pixel art.
Yeah, and there's the background. It's a very okay kind of story, and like both of the main character, the Byleth designs are just like the male Byleth looks like a constipated version of Crom, and the female Byleth, which I went to because I couldn't do looking at the male's face, is just like she's just like. And she's got huge knockers for no reason. They're just enormous. And she's like, and she's got like this really dazed, dumb, like kind of look on her face. And it's like, why?
Not for no reason.
Okay, well, she's as far as I'm concerned, no reason.
Fair.
So anyhow, grr.
I will say a pet peeve of mine with pixel art is like modern games doing pixel art stuff, but like not taking into account how pixel art actually works.
Yeah.
In terms of like not using the same like pixel grid for having like two different pixel sizes.
Oh, that's so frustrating.
Annoys me.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm a big fan of stuff like Sword and Sorcery or Hyperlight Drifter, which use pixel art, it's art. Like they're gorgeous games that are just sort of very heavily pixely. And I love stuff like Shovel Knight, which is like we are being a Nintendo game. But yeah, if it's just like pixels, it's like, well, you didn't have to though.
yeah.
Speaking of the Division 2, by the way, so that expansion I mentioned, which they're sort of styling as their like big revamp.
Right.
For people who are familiar with Destiny, this is going to be so they say, basically the Taken King of the Division 2. They're like,
and sort of with the same impetus in the sense of sort of
revitalizing it, changing a bunch of gameplay and stuff. So
and bringing in more in-game stuff.
Yeah, that's going to be $40. But if you want just the Division 2, just the game itself, it's currently $3.
Yeah.
On the Uplay store.
Which, like, why not just give it away free at that point?
I don't know. Anyway, I own the Division 2 now.
Neat. What else happened? Oh, Valve banned 40,000 Dota accounts.
Nice.
And Dota 2 accounts, I guess. And they said that they banned them for abusing online matchmaking. But I don't know what that means, and nobody else does. But that is a lot of accounts that got banned. Holy moly!
The best thing about this story is because of the terminology involved in some of these things. There's a great blog post on the Dota 2 blog. What does it have? They're talking about how they're how they've we are making our Smurf detection system much more sensitive in this update, which I'm pretty sure is something that Gargamel just had.
Yeah, no kidding.
Smurfs everywhere.
Our Smurf detection system is off the charts. So apparently, this is was it smurfing and boosting, which is various ways of taking, like, having a really high level character and then making a new low level character and getting them up to a much higher, much faster, much higher rank than they should be.
I mean, that's probably a good reason to ban a bunch of accounts. They could have just said that, but I don't know, whatever, who cares?
I alluded to it, but I want to talk a bit about the Sword and Shield stuff. So there's two stories about hacked Pokemon surprise trade stuff going on. So the one we talked about in the coming up, that's like the like actual PSA of like, watch out because there's like malicious Pokemon. Yeah. But before that, people had data mined. It's for some reason it seemed like it was only Rowlet and Litten were the only ones that were showing up, but people had basically they'd hacked those Pokemon into their game where they could then breed them and send them out as surprise trades, and so people were receiving them. And so people were like, what? How did I get a Litten as a surprise trade? It's not even in the game. And it was like you didn't hack anything on your end if you got it. It's just you could do that because the code was there and this could happen. And people assumed this was because Pokemon Home was coming out, and now Pokemon Home is out. Now you can just get those in the game.
Well, the weird thing is, a lot of the times there'd be like a, almost like a one of these like spam. There'd be like a little like story, not a story, but like a little thing, like the explanation being like, oh, if you didn't know, Pokemon Home is out in Japan, so that's where these are coming from,
Not
which
the
is
case.
not the case at all.
No. And I think what I was saying to you earlier was also not true. That now that Home is out, you can just get other stuff in your game from Home now. But
There are about like 35 new Pokemon that you can get, including all the Gen 1 starters, because you get a Charmander after beating the game, but you couldn't get a Bulbasaur or a Squirtle. Like some Alolan Pokemon, like you can bring in an Alolan Vulpix,
ooh,
and therefore Ninetales.
And the other thing, of course, about this, which is something that we've seen in the past with people sort of hacking and griefing games and stuff, is you get the situation where somebody hacks a game and then gives the hacked thing to a random other person, and then that person's account is now viewed as a hacked account because they have a hacked thing in their account.
so people were definitely worried. They were like, is this contraband if I keep this Litten? Like,
Right.
is this Rowlet going to get me banned off Nintendo or whatever?
Yeah, I didn't sign up for this.
No, that didn't happen.
Oh my god! I just realized. Remember, like when Sword and Shield was first like announced, and they said that like they weren't going to have the full Pokédex. People were like, "Okay, I'll just sneak my favorite Pokemon inside a Wooloo, like inside the like fur of a Wooloo." That's what happened.
Nice.
Contraband Pokemon snuck in under the wire inside the fluffiness of a Wooloo.
Also, Modern Warfare is going to have a Battle Royale mode because that's the cool thing that the kids are into nowadays.
We assume it was heavily teased in a trailer where it was not officially announced, but everyone's like, "Oh, so that means Battle Royale then?"
A mode in which you arrive with parachutes, and there appears to be some sort of
territory denial,
yes,
gas wall closing.
Although, like, as the game gets more like trying to be like accurate, like in the sort of Modern Warfare games and stuff, they're trying to get more into the like actually being a real thing. The explanation as to what the territory denial stuff is starts getting more and more kind of like Fortnite doesn't need to explain why you can't
what the
go
storm
what
is,
the storm is.
yeah.
It's just like this stuff. It's fine. But like in this case, they're like it's like gas that's for some reason enclosing in a perfectly symmetrical circle.
I mean, maybe that could be interesting if it's not a perfectly symmetrical circle, right?
If it actually is like gas,
Yeah.
like it's like flowing.
It's funny
depending
too,
on like
'cause,
how
like-
the wind is. That would be super cool.
Like PUBG in its visual styling is very realistic.
Right.
But they were just like, it's the zone. If you go into the zone, you take damage. It's
fine.
It's the blue zone. You just don't go in it.
You remember the guy who wrote Battle Royale? I don't remember what his name is.
Oh yeah, right.
I wonder if he's getting any kind of money
No,
for spawning an
Surely
entire-
not.
I mean
Well-
the concept of putting a bunch of people in fighting, like I feel like that's not like a copyrightable
No.
concept.
It's just been it's really captured the public imagination. Probably to his horror. Because it's not supposed to be an you're not supposed to be like, yes.
Yeah, it's not supposed to be a
"That's
template.
horrible.
Yeah.
That's awful. Why would you do that?
I mean, we're not doing it to actual children, so that's something anyway.
What I just wanted to also mention this is not related to that, but the picture of the different Professor Oak. When I hadn't seen it until we were writing some stories last night, and when Kathleen pulled the picture up and turned the laptop around, I could not stop laughing. And this guy with his big shades and the super long hair, and it's just like
It's funny, like it's these, the designers behind Pokemon who have designed 900 different Pokemon seem to have a lot of trouble coming up with like other versions. Other versions of Professor Oak.
yeah,
Right? Like he looks like all they could do is like they seem to have to make him look like, they can't just make him look like another person. He has to be like very, very different from what he like the Professor Oak equivalent on each island or in each game is, totally different. And like, yeah, I think they use too much of their Pokemon design sensibilities and not enough of their human design sensibilities.
Professor Oak just got back from Tokyo Toe and had a nice chat with DJ Professor K. Oh man, yeah.
I
He
feel
does look like a character from Jet Set Radio.
Yeah, I feel like what people have already like been coming up with their own backstories, but I feel like the weird Professor Oakiness just lends to my secret idea of what the Pokemon world is that it is like a game played by like future children, and it's all VR and stuff, which is why all the NPCs are the same and stuff like that in every town. That's why all the Officer Jennies and all the Pokestops are the same. Nothing is real, right?
Or they're all dittos.
I hadn't actually seen the first episode of Sun and Moon until just recently. The relationship between Ash's mom and Mr. Mime is very strange.
I think we've talked about that before.
Have we? Okay.
Look, Ash's dad isn't around. She's lonely.
Yeah, I know, but it's just like Mr. Mime won the vacation, so it's like legally. I get, and the thing he communicates, it's just he can only say mime, but he empathizes, he communicates. Technically, a Pokemon that people trap in a Pokeball and use for fighting, but this guy is just out and about and is like a sentient being. It's very weird. It's very, very, very weird.
Yeah, the status of Pokemon within the Pokemon world is highly problematic.
Well, and they've shifted a little bit, like, because I've been watching Sun and Moon. A lot more people have like companion Pokemon in Sun and Moon that just kind of hang out with them, like they're their friends,
like pets. Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas in like, remember when Ash first gets it, and they're like, "What do you mean you don't want to go in the Pokeball, Pikachu? That's where you're supposed to go."
Yeah.
Right. And that was weird. And now it's like, oh, I just carry my Vulpix around.
Yeah.
Well, and like in like the Detective Pikachu like movie, everyone just like had their own Pokemon as like their soulmate or whatever.
Yeah, you
They
get
just
you
kinda
get
hung
like your
around.
one Pokemon and then
They
other
just
ones
kinda
and
hang
some
out with
balls,
it,
I
yeah.
guess. Yeah.
But like, you have your favorite, your special, your bonded Pokemon.
Are they conscious in the ball?
I imagine they're just like asleep.
Let's hope that.
Okay. There's too many questions.
the Pokemon is asleep.
There's just too many.
Don't
Too many
it's
questions.
asleep.
Yeah. All right.
That
By the way, that Grimer ASMR video goes on for 8 minutes.
and the
it's
Charmander
Unsettling.
was it not Charmander? But
Yeah.
the Charmander, yeah.
Yeah.
The Charmander sleeping one is half an hour long.
Yeah.
It's like the Charmander one is actually mostly like it's almost like a replacement for like the Yule log. Yeah.
At one point, the fire goes out and Charmander like wakes up and uses his tail to like light the fire again, and then goes back to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can hang out with which, to be fair, hanging out by a fire with Charmander would actually be pretty cool. Like that would be fun.
Yeah.
That'd be nice. He's a cute lizard that helps you out and keeps the fire lit.
Yeah, what if like the Pokeball is not like a place where they rest, but it's just like, it's like they go to like a Pokemon like snooze, like puffy cloud zone and stuff like that, but they're sort of aware of what's going on, and then the Pokeball just like zaps them back into the real world. They're not actually inside the Pokeball, it's like a portal, right? And each portal is...
Well, like Pokemon can be digitized in the Pokemon world,
Yeah, it
right?
doesn't make any sense.
You store them on like a computer? I don't know.
Yeah. Anyhow, Poke Limbo.
Yeah. It's a portal directly to the farm upstate.
Anyway, that was about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was all of the news that we thought was worthwhile to talk about, which turned out to be mostly Pokemon.
Yeah. I love the Red Dead Redemption story.
I love because they've wired up the animations are just from the game.
Yeah.
And so the way that Like it's not like how you would expect like a
skeleton.
like a skeleton monster to fight.
Yeah.
It's really like in there.
Rough and tumble. It's a skeleton with two heads. It's like
There's a lot of videos of people like lassoing the skeleton and like hog tying it and putting it on like the railroad tracks.
Wow. So here's something we didn't talk about because there's not really anything to say, but it's just interesting. Jeff Keighley is not going to be having anything to do with E3 this year. And like he talked about this and sort of like the way that you talk about when you're not trying to make it when you're trying to make it as dramatic as possible, but without making it seem like you're being dramatic. Because he like posted like a notepad thing on his Twitter and talked about how he's just not comfortable being involved with the organization anymore, but not saying anything. Apparently, it's not about the money. I don't know what's going on.
Did he was previously hosting one of the
and he like worked with them and stuff like that. And he's basically like, I don't want to work with them anymore.
yeah.
Is this one of those things where like something that we don't know about happened?
I mean,
and nobody's saying about it.
E3 and the ESA kind of suck. And
But
have
like,
been
but is there like new
thing that we don't know about yet?
We knew that
Ooh.
for a couple of years,
maybe, yeah.
But like, is this one of those like, in the light of the new information that I know, which I cannot disclose, I'm not going to work with them anymore. But I'm not going to tell you what I'm concerned about. So you can't you can't protect yourself. I'm just not going to work with them.
Yeah, Foxmar in chat says it sounds like he's not okay with the direction it's going. Remember, this is also the year they're going to pivot to more like influencer thing and stuff like that.
Right.
Which, as Jeff Keighley's been involved with E3 for 25 years, he was there in the beginning when it was just journalists getting to meet with developers and do an industry show. And I think maybe because they're basically like, we don't want to do an industry show, we want to be another PAX, essentially. Maybe he's like,
has the like there was that leaked thing about the influencer stuff. Is that actually like happening, or was that just like a proposal that is not actually happening?
That was certainly the intent. Like that wasn't like a proposal of a thing that might happen. That was them being like, this is what we are doing next year, but they hadn't announced. I don't believe they've.
And maybe the backlash.
I believe they've confirmed that yet. Yeah, I don't know.
Has made them anyway.
he says there are things he knows that influence his decision that aren't public yet. I imagine.
Wow.
Yeah. I like. Maybe they're turning into something good and he doesn't like quality. I don't think they're making E3 better. I think they've been slowly making E3 worse and worse and worse. We've talked about this before. It used to be a trade show for professionals in the video game industry.
Yeah.
And then like some journalists got involved. And then it became more and more of like a place and a thing to like announce things. And so that drove up public interest. And then they started letting some of the public in because if you can sell a big public convention, that makes a lot more money than a trade show with a few journalists. And raises the profile of the event, so it's a better place to announce things because there's more people there to be excited about it.
I almost went one year when I worked at EB or GameStop in Canada, because you could, if you worked in video game retail, you could apply for. There was a certain number of.
Didn't Matt go a few times?
I think Matt went at least once.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when
Matt and Randy
he worked there as well.
think,
They drove down. Yeah.
So they sort of like started like extending the boundaries of how you could even go to E3 to like pretty much any interested member of the public could go, and it's like, which is cool. But the problem is a lot of people were still using it as like a trade show, and so all of these developers who were there to do their job and meet other developers just would get mobbed and they wouldn't be able to do anything.
Journalists were very much not a fan of when they were like, it's open to the public, anybody could come, because the journalists are like, I'm really trying to do my effing job.
I mean, so the problem is like the two versions of it are kind of diametrically opposed.
Yeah.
And I think to a certain extent, GDC has siphoned off a lot of that because that's the Game Developers Conference. That is sort of, because I've been there as a journalist. Tons of journalists at GDC. You are busy the whole weekend you're there. So, like I think they're trying to move towards a more public-facing thing. But at the same time, because it's less good for developers to be there, a lot of developers are like, why the heck are we even like paying these people so much money to announce our thing when we could just announce it when we want to? And apparently, like, Nintendo's not going to be there. And like Microsoft is sort of like doing their own thing at like that it's near GDC but adjacent, and so like the big players that were probably paying hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars to be at GDC are starting to be like, why am I here?
Yeah, I mean Sony's already not there, and yeah.
I don't announce shit at PAX.
At E3.
Oh yeah, yeah. That like they, you know.
Oh, Flat Luigi, Gamescom is massive. Sorry, Flat Luigi was saying there needs to be a non-US games conference. So Tokyo Game Show is very, very big.
Yeah.
But Gamescom is
I think both of those
enormous.
I think both of those are the biggest.
Gamescom is the
they're
biggest.
both-
Isn't Gamescom the biggest gaming convention in the world?
Like I think Tokyo Game Show and Gamescom are both bigger than E3 or
Yeah.
PAX.
Yeah. I was talking to Rami from Vlambeer, and he was saying that Gamescom is just the most amazing place to actually get business done.
I love. I guess it's probably not Gamescom, but whatever there's the big tabletop gaming convention also in Germany. I forget where it is, but there's the thing where like a ton of board games that have like world maps on them have the city where like the big game board game convention is on their world map, even if it's not really doesn't really make sense, like like Ticket to Ride and all these
Right.
games, because that's where the games convention is.
Yeah, I imagine that probably.
Spiel, yes,
I imagine
Spiel in Essen.
if I had to pick, I would assume that E3 is trying to move more into like, a PAX style of show.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, but I mean, that's not. If I want to be there to meet and talk with developers, I don't want to go then, right? Because it's not. There's other ways to do that, especially nowadays. You don't need to go to a convention to meet people, right? I mean, it's helpful, but you can go to smaller events. You could meet online. You don't need to spend, so much money to go to E3 if it sucks and it's irritating. You can't do what you wanted to do there anyhow.
Rami was describing Gamescom to me and saying that everybody needs to go once just to experience what Gamescom is. And he was saying, because we were on the show floor at PAX, right? And he's like,
It's like Comic-Con or something. Yeah.
yes, he's like, the room like this, it's 4 times this size. There are 8 of those halls, and they are connected by one hallway in the middle. And at the end of that hallway is an escalator up to like the industry area. And so you get on the escalator in the industry area and you crest the top and you see a motionless sea of people and you realize, oh no, I don't want to go down there. But you can't go back
'Cause you're on
because
an
there's people
escalator.
behind you on the escalator. And the first thing that hits you is the smell.
Uh-oh.
Because there are just thousands and thousands and thousands of people. And it doesn't matter if people shower or not. It's hot and there's just that many people.
Even if everybody stinks even the teeniest bit because they had a shower that morning,
Yeah.
that's still just a lot of stink all added together.
Then, as you descend, the moisture creeps up your body. Like getting into a pool.
Oh,
Wow,
And then when you get to the bottom, you are damp.
This is really painting a picture.
Oh yeah, the man can tell a story about how awful Gamescom is.
we should do subs. So so we stop talking about this. 2, so we go offline on time. Jesus.
Fair enough.
Right. Actually, well, so before we do subs, we should talk about what's coming up.
Oh yes.
Right.
Because what's coming up is LRMTG.
Yep. And then tonight is the long game
Yeah, episode 2
of Gloomhaven.
of Gloomhaven. The folks went and did pretty good last time. They
Yeah.
in the sense that they survived, which it looked a little touch and go there for a while. So they get to do scenario 2 in Gloomhaven. So that'll be cool.
Yeah. And then tomorrow we have
First thing tomorrow at
yes.
9 o'clock.
a special sponsored stream.
No. Before that,
Oh.
at 9 o'clock, Adam is going to be playing Persona 5.
Oh, nice. A special Adams Game House.
Yes.
Yeah. Because he's gonna finish that game.
And then so he's going to be doing that from 9 till noon. And then at 1 o'clock, I'm going to be doing a special sponsored stream.
A launch day stream.
Yeah. Of Darksiders, the new one,
Oh, God. What is it?
Genesis.
Thank you.
Yay!
Which is it's has been out for PC for a little bit, but this is when it's coming out for PS4 and Xbox One. So it should be super fun. That is a sponsored stream, and I'm excited about. I haven't actually, even though it's been out for PC for a little bit, I haven't tried it at all. So and I am a fan of the whole Darksiders series, so I'm excited to try it out. And then on Friday evening, we have a very special Valentine's Day two-headed or two-headed giant.
The Friday night paper friendship.
Yeah. or maybe even more than friendship. I don't know.
Yes. It's a two-headed giant double date sealed event with decks from it's packs of Theros Beyond Death and Battle Bond.
Yeah.
It's the 6 packs or it's 2 packs of Theros and 4 packs of Battle Bond?
I think the other way around.
The other way around.
Maybe
One or the other. Anyway. And that is going
No,
to
we did not get Day 9 and Danny Trejo on board because
that would be amazing.
they don't know who we are.
I think Day 9 is vaguely aware of us.
I bet if you asked him, he'd be like, I don't know who that is.
That is going to be Cameron, Ben, Serge, and currently Wheeler, though he's not feeling 100%, so we'll have to see how he's feeling tomorrow.
And then on Saturday, more Persona 5. If you don't know, for Play It Forward, the next sort of Play It Forward is kind of a mix, a combination of Play It Forward and Adam's Game House, because Adam wants to get through Persona 5.
And boy, you're not going to get through very quickly if you play it for like 4 hours a week on Saturdays.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's going to be happening ideally more than once a week now.
So he's got to be getting kind of far the way through. He's maxed out all his stats.
Yeah, but the chat's been helping him.
Oh.
The chat's been telling him exactly what to say and do. They've been optimizing his time.
Smart.
And
That's the big brain play.
And then actually as another bonus,
Let chat figure it out.
as another bonus special stream on Sunday,
Oh.
we have a bonus Tigger Taylor Solder Fry. Our
I forgot about that.
our friend Texan Reverend
Oh, right.
is going to be in town.
I totally forgot Texan wasn't coming in. Yeah.
A friend of the show, I guess, who has
Most of our iPros from him.
provided all sorts of advice and different things, and he is going to be actually in town, and he and Ian are going to be making speakers.
Oh, right. That does sound like his wheelhouse. Yeah.
And then right afterwards, Ian's going to be doing Rhythm Cafe. I don't know if the speakers will somehow connect to Rhythm Cafe. Probably not. But then on Monday, it is episode 2 of Cam's Alien
Heat
RPG.
Death.
Heat Death. Which is going very well. So, lots of cool stuff coming up. loadingreadyrun.com/live is the place to go for the schedule and the calendar and everything. But in the meantime, we want to thank all the awesome people who subscribed since when the stream was supposed to go online, which is a little bit before when we actually went online.
Yeah.
Starting with this person.
Hey, that's me. Thank you, the Maricat.
Followed by this person.
Are you going to read that?
No.
Sure.
What?
Lucian0451.
I don't know which way we're going.
Sometimes it's like Devin Sanity, 74 months. Thank you. That's a lot of time.
H-Bomb and Friends for 36 months. Thank you.
3 years.
Yeah.
Kwanji is a new subscriber.
Welcome to the channel.
Hey everybody, it's your friend and mine, Ramiel117, who's been here for 31 months. Thank you very much.
Hey, it's the Green Monster 450 for 37 months. Thank you.
Natabu.
Not a boo.
Not a boo,
Not-
not a you.
I'm fine. Not a boo about you.
Eh.
23 months. Thank you very much. I apologize for making fun of your name.
I don't. The Untitled Goose, gifted by the Maricat.
We
Thank
were
you.
making fun with their name.
Yes, true.
T. Stodden for 74 months. Welcome back.
Master 2505.
And
22 months.
And Mirnus, 74 months. Boy, that's also a really long
Yeah.
time. Yikes.
Thank you. Day 04. for 31 months. Welcome back.
Muon Decay, right?
Muon, I think.
Muon Decay.
75
Do the Mew
months.
thing. For 75 months.
Holy moly.
I
Muons
wonder
are
how
like-
many muons decay in 75 months. Probably a lot. They seem like the kind of thing that like decay really fast.
I think so.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
Roughly 21 Smurfs,
Get the Smurf detector.
Yeah, exactly.
55 months of remaining hidden from Valve and
yes,
the Dota
yes.
community.
Valve, we need more advanced Smurf detection capabilities to find out exactly how many Smurfs we have. Roughly is just not going to cut it.
Frantic Moss, a brand new sub. Hey, what's up? Welcome to the channel. Thank you.
And Paul.
Nihilus, 826 for 38 months.
And Frankenstein for 30 months. Thank you. You don't need vowels. You've got 30 months.
Words 1 for 3 months. Welcome back. Thank you.
Psychic Ketchup. Ooh. For 72 months.
That's 6 years. Holy moly. Richard Ehrman, 25 months.
I have something in my eye. I blame my kitty. Unlike this anime kitty who's been here for 23 months.
Oh, I see
Welcome
what you
back.
did there.
But seriously, I think I have Baxter hair in my eye. Oh, yep, there
Yeah.
it is.
Gross.
Anime kitties are better about not shedding.
Well, they have far less fur.
They should
Mostly they have
close,
fur
usually.
here and there, and that's it.
Yeah, usually I see anime kitties shedding their clothes, not their fur.
Gargamel, Azrael, and Two Heads Gaming from the Maricat. Thank you very much. I
Oh,
like to think that Gargamel is just like, he's just like a big gamer.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, what?
that's what he does when he's not trying to catch and eat Smurfs or
Yeah,
whatever
hunting
the hell he wants
Smurfs
to
isn't
do.
my whole life.
Welcome to my channel.
I do other stuff.
Yeah. Hey, it's CS Guy 2, who's been here for 40 months. Thank you very much.
Oh man, username Gamer Gamel.
It's good. Malambus for 39 months. Welcome back, Malambus. Thank you.
Oh no, the yawn's going down.
I'm so sorry.
Friendship is Magic One, Day 9, and Danny Trejo.
Very nice.
Gifted by the Maricat.
Thank you,
I hope
Maricat.
Danny Trejo streams. That would be also very cool.
I mean, that might be Danny Trejo's actual Twitch account.
He's a cool guy.
Hey, what about Songar87? They've been here for 25 months. Thank you very much.
Songar. It's like a Pokemon. Sings.
Songar. Cheese Weasel for 61 months. Cheese Weasel.
Feel my awesome beard. Gifted by the Maricat. Thank you very much.
I don't fear your awesome beard. I respect it.
Mm-hmm.
And thanks
And
for no bits.
For no bits.
That's totally
That's
cool.
fine.
That's
Whatever.
fine.
Hey,
You're
thank you for
you are
joining
under no
us.
obligation to give us bits, but we appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, come back in 25 minutes for Magic.
Wait, I shouldn't have turned off my phone.
All right, because you
That
got to
was the
take us
thing.
out of here.
Wait. There's a thing that.
Why did I wear this shirt today?
Bye, everyone.
What are we doing? What's that?